The teams over at WWE and 2K Games have done the unprecedented, as after years and years of choosing to announce the next WWE game as its own standalone thing, they have finally taken advantage of a big WWE event and released the first breadcrumbs for WWE 2K25 on last night's debut episode of Raw on Netflix. After defeating Solo Sikoa to reclaim his Ulafala and title of Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns walked through the backstage area with his wise man, Paul Heyman, who in typical Paul Heyman fashion is gassing up Roman as they walk as he asks Roman, "When can we celebrate your victory against Solo Sikoa?" Roman responds, letting Paul Heyman know that January 27th would be an appropriate date, and as he does, the two men walk through a door, and as it closes behind them, the first official look at the WWE 2K25 logo can be seen swinging on the door behind them. This coincided with a big rebrand across the WWE game social media platforms, as the old WWE 2K24 graphics were stripped away and replaced with the brand new WWE 2K25 ones. But this wasn't all of the WWE 2K25 news that we got during Raw last night, as thanks to early listings posted on Steam and the Xbox and PlayStation stores, we've got access to new screenshots, new information, and of course, the brand new cover art for the game. Kicking us off with the screenshots, we got 5 brand new screenshots for the game featuring 5 active WWE superstars. These screenshots feature updated models for the best in the world, CM Punk, the role model, Bayley, former World Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest, now former Women's World Champion, Liv Morgan, and last but not least, last year's cover star, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, equipped with his undisputed WWE Championship. Now of course, these screenshots look pretty great, and if we compare them side by side with any screenshot from WWE 2K24 or any previous game, these screenshots are going to stand up and look the best. But if you cast your minds back, this is the case every single year. The truth of the matter is, the first screenshots released to the world are always going to be the best representation of what the game could look like, and in reality, this is often the best the game ends up looking. So yes, these screenshots, very pretty, very chic, very demure, but we're not going to spend too much time judging these as the final screenshots, and instead, we'll judge the actual gameplay when we eventually see some of that. As far as new information for WWE 2K25 goes, while limited at this time, does provide us some context as to what we can expect from the game, and it starts with a new quote on the WWE 2K Games website, which can also be found across the various storefronts for the game, which reads, "Announcement incoming. WWE 2K returns bigger, bolder, and better than ever in a breakthrough year for the franchise. WWE 2K25 is preparing to charge down the ramp with all the authenticity and action that fans love from the best in sports entertainment. Discover game-changing features, iconic superstars, and more details on January 28th, 2025. It's yet to be seen what these game-changing features are going to be, but now it's time for some potential bad news, depending on which platform you play the game on. As thanks to the listing from the PlayStation Store, we know that WWE 2K25 is going to be released on PlayStation 4, confirming that the game is still being produced for the last generation of consoles. Now, if you're someone who's still on the last generation of consoles, this is surely going to be good news for you, as you're still going to get to play the latest WWE game when it is released to the world. But I think for everyone else out there, we were really hoping that WWE 2K24 would be the last game to release on the old generation of consoles, as we were hoping that 2K25 would fully take advantage of the current generation of console and deliver a true next generation experience. But since we know the game will be coming out on PS4 and presumably Xbox One as well, the game will certainly be held back by the last generation of tech, which is a bit of a shame if you ask me personally. Last but not least, we have what very much seems to be the official cover for WWE 2K25, thanks to a leak from the Steam store on PC. This cover art is a completely unique piece of art that we have never seen before, featuring the brand new WWE 2K25 logo, along with the cover superstar Roman Reigns, and if you look towards the bottom right of the image, you can also see the wise man Paul Heyman featured on the cover as well, which I do believe makes Paul Heyman the very first manager to be featured on a WWE game cover, but you can correct me down in the comments if I got that wrong. Heading forward into the future, 2 dates have been teased for when we'll be getting more information about the game. The first is January 27th. This is the date that was teased by Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman live on Raw last night. The second is January 28th. This is the date that is being teased by WWE Games themselves on social media. My prediction is that on January 27th, which is a date that will feature a live episode of Monday Night Raw, we will see the official, worldwide reveal of the cover for the game by Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman themselves, as they celebrate Roman's win over Solo Sikoa to become the only tribal chief. I also wouldn't be surprised if we saw the first official trailer during this date as well. Then, on January 28th, I predict this is where we'll get more into the meat and potatoes of the game, as the WWE Games team will start revealing more information about the game themselves and what we can expect from it across their own social media platforms. Now I know, I'm off to a bad start when it comes to my predictions for WWE 2K25, based on what I thought was going to happen with this announcement in our last video, but I feel pretty confident that this is going to happen on January 27th and 28th. The only caveat being, does WWE and 2K shift plans now that the cover has been leaked online? I would presume not, as having that segment on Raw with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman will obviously put a huge amount of eyeballs on the game, but only time will tell.